You sleepyhead, get up. Get out of bed. Live, love, laugh, and be happy.
Help. Help. We're stuck. We can't get out. Please help. We're snowed in. Please. Okay, we're getting out with Saturday Morning Live, and welcome to the kitchen. It's Saturday Morning Live for January the 11th, brought to you by Walnetto Arts and Entertainment, where imagination leads to a lot of self-gratification. But anyway, Jane joins us now after wolfing down a breakfast on a cold morning, and we're snowed in. Actually, we can't get the back door open. We get the front door open, but we can't get the back door open. And so we're not necessarily trapped. I'm not asking for anybody to come bring us, food or anything. I just want your eyeballs for the next few minutes because we're spreading joy. As always, Saturday Morning Live, the Arkansas version of Joy Juice. Now we're... Oh. When you're an artist, you get real sensitive about how the paintings look, as you can certainly understand. If I was a fashion model, I'd worry about my hair. If I was an equestrian.
You worry about your hair, please.
What happened was, with this weather, I'll go ahead and tell you, I was rooting for Texas in the college football playoffs, and hell froze over. And that's how it happened. Now you know. It was all me. Got your coffee? Got your tea? Got your mic? Jane's been taking a few pictures and has some startling pictures before and after.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, sure. Taken
from the window and a little bit on the front.
And we're going to show you what we're talking about here. Now, last week when we were at the cabin, my picture covered you up, and now, fair play, but your pictures are going to cover me. This is before and after. Explain what happened here, Jane.
Where am I on there, or am I?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, I love how it looks when the snow covers. I have a few sculptures that live outside, and this is a lady who always looks like, what? Whenever it snows, it's like, oh, they're like, what is this? So I took a picture of her, and
that's when the snow had started to get really
quick. 5:15 on Thursday.
All right, here we go.
This was the next morning. So, I mean, you had to see before and after.
Oh, here's another one. Look at this one. And that's cute. Y'all look at that. Look at that little house.
Cottage. And there's a little bitty face peeking out at the snow. That was taken at 5:15 on Thursday.
And here's the result.
The next day.
Boom.
That happened overnight. There's some other. I have another cool one out there. I have that mountain wizard, but I didn't get that far. Listen, we cannot. There's snow against our back door.
But not
our front door.
We got.
Yeah, and I'm the only one here that have boots. So I had on boots, and that is as far as I got because it was so thick.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get in slick, getting down, I try to scooch some of the snow off the steps, but I don't want to fall down again. And I'm like, you kids have fun. On the kids up the street, they were having like a snowman-a-thon.
It's good snowman.
Oh yeah, and it's excellent for packs, but it's also good for heart attacks. It's that real. Well, they say people come out and shovel the snow.
Beautiful, but it's good for heart attacks.
Yeah, they it's real heavy, damp, thick snow, but golly, it was beautiful.
Jane and I inadvertently discovered that there are weather forecasters. And I hope Tom Brannon doesn't take offense to this or any of my friends on TV news.
Sent Tom my snow pictures. I wonder if he showed them.
I don't know. But Jane and I inadvertently found weather forecasters that are better than the ones that we see on television. In fact, these weather forecasters actually literally own the air. Who are we talking about? What are we talking about? Vultures.
Can you see them? Those are all vultures. They were two different breeds. It was turkey vultures and a huge horde of the blackhead vulture.
Over the cabin, and for the first time in over 50 years, we saw something like this last weekend. Right after Saturday Morning Live, they congregated over the cabin. They flew around and around.
They were behind it.
Behind the cabin, and they actually perched in the trees. I knew my career was bad. I didn't know it was this bad. But they would be going one way, and then they would return. Look at that.
You must have taken that.
All gathering together. And
well, they looked panicked. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm stepping on your lines.
Well, that's okay.
They were panicked, and I did know, I was kind of watching because I wanted to be sure we could get back to Little Rock. But anyway, I knew that cold was coming, and they were frantic to get out of there.
Be darn. So this is why I went to the Audubon Society later to ask Jonathan Young. Jonathan.
Hey, Craig, how's it going?
All right. Coordinator. It's a great day to be at Audubon.
Society.
I just wanted to know. And I'm trying not to take it personally with all those vultures. And this is where their habitat is. This is where they range. What was up?
That's more than likely what you're seeing is a big group of them that have caught on a big thermal, and they're all kind of moving the same direction.
But why at my cabin?
So you said your cabin is up on the Spring River, which is up in the northern tier of the state there. And that is sort of the northern area of their range. And this time of year, they move south. So that's just like anybody, we do it with retirees, right? They get a little cold up north. They move down, snowbird down in Florida when it gets cold. The birds are doing the same thing.
Hey, watch it with a retiree talk. These are Jane's pictures.
Yeah, I was researching vultures like crazy.
Well, you got it right, too.
Oh, yeah, I did. And then I spoke to a friend of mine who has a lake house, and he said the black-headed vultures, which are a lot more mean.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, but he said that they attacked their house, their lake house, and they had to get permission to have them.
Who knew?
But the ones that usually stay up at Hardy are nice. They just have, and they're harmless and they have a good purpose and they are protected. But I don't want the mean ones. These were little, and they were fighting each other too.
And Tom Brannon is so accurate that I hope you all know THV stands for Totally Human Vulture.
Well, I'm going to add this real quick. Look to the birds for all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
If you want to know when's the best fishing time on the river, look, if the blue herons are out fishing, that's when you go fishing. They know. The birds know when it's time to go fishing.
See, aren't you glad you're watching Saturday Morning Live? You've learned something today. That yes, the weather forecasters are great, but if you want a second opinion that's probably even more accurate, watch for vultures. Go ahead.
Be careful walking in this snow and ice outside here in Little Rock.
Now I'm going to make Jane's eyes roll. I'm going to talk about this book, Anna Karenina. Why Anna Karenina? Is it because the weather is like Russia? No. Anna Karenina represents the 100th book I've read of the 100 greatest novels ever written.
Spit take. Anyway. Thought about it.
The spit take would have been good right about now.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess up the computer.
What it was, Entertainment Weekly magazine in 2014 published 100 greatest novels ever written. According to them. And when I kept looking at that, I even cut out the article, and I kept looking at that. And in 2016, I decided, I like a reading mission. I'm going to read all of it. Beginning in about April of 2016, I started reading the 100 greatest novels ever written, starting at 100 and going all the way down to number 1.
A really slow reader. It took that long?
It took that long. Well, look at the size of some of the books.
Well, yeah, and they counted all 6 of the Harry Potter novels as one.
There were
we took turns.
Multiple volumes when there were sets of books, and there were several times that involved reading. Actually, I didn't read 100 books. I read about 112. Anyway, point being, it was my mission. I will complete the mission. And most of these books, in fact, all of them, were bought from Wordsworth. And when I would go into the store, they'd go, "Where are you now, Craig?"
In Wordsworth?
In Wordsworth. And I loved it. I loved it. It became a party every time I went in. With every book read, it became a reception. It's like our own little book club, which now brings me to this.
So good.
We're having a party. We're having a celebration party of the 100 greatest books as read by Craig O'Neill. It's going to be February the 13th from 6:30 till 8. Everybody watching Saturday Morning Live, you're invited to the party. Dan and I will be there for this reception, which will have cake and wine.
Cake.
And
Odd combination. And something else. But yeah.
And we will talk about the 100 greatest books. Now, Lynn at Wordsworth wanted somebody to interview me about it, but I don't think I'm going to go with that. I haven't talked to Lynn about this, but
you just talk.
I'm just going to talk, and then I'm going to ask for comments, and we're going to have a list of the 100 greatest, and we're going to pick out the 10 that I enjoyed the most, and that's going to be tough, because Jane will tell you, when people would ask me, "What's your favorite book?" it's always the one I was reading at the time.
Is that true now with Anna Karenina?
Yes, Anna Karenina is phenomenal.
Anna Karenina is the top one.
I mean, number one, yeah.
And what you, if you want to go in and talk about it, you can say. And then she jumped in front of a train. Oh, everybody! I mean, it was a movie. I keep remember. You'll read something, and I remember it from.
Well, and that's probably where we get "Throw Mama from the Train."
Yep.
Anyway, but
you're not going to let me show that.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
I'm sorry. I had pictures of this before I finished it, and I don't know if this or not. This is bad. There. My inspiration yesterday was no, and I'd started on this, and I was determined to finish it. But it's the Icicle Fairies, and they're making everything icicles.
We have them here at 5324 Stonewall.
Oh yeah, they're starting to get big now. Because we got some melting, but I think I'll do a Snow Queen today.
Well, Neto Arts and Entertainment, where imagination comes up with Icicle Fairies. Final thing. Is that what they're called? Icicle Fairies?
Yes.
Okay. I love retirement. I love it, Jane, to not only read the 100 greatest books, but to read to children. I want to share with you what happened at Chenal Elementary. With the help of Baldwin Shell, I now have books to give away when I go on the Reading Roadtrip. So this past Wednesday, went to Chenal Elementary and gave away books after I read, with the help of my partner from Baldwin and Shell, Adam Burton. We read The Man Who Did Not Like Animals. Now, it was a cute little book. I know that sounds negative, but it was a cute little book. And then after we read, we handed out books. And one of the little girls that received one of the books, as the kids were leaving, she sits on the stage there at the cafetorium, and she flaps the stage, and she wants me to come sit beside her. And y'all, she starts reading to me.
Aww.
With the help of a classmate. She starts reading to me.
Is she in the first grade or second?
She's in second grade.
Second. Yeah.
You could give me $1 million. You could give me a trip to Hawaii. You could give me millions of dollars in gold. Nothing would equal what that moment equaled and did. It was just beautiful. And it's why we do it. Why the Reading Roadtrip this. So
the joy of reading.
Right. Retirement is beautiful. Just mark your calendar for February the 13th. It's a Thursday, 6:30 till 8 p.m.
for you.
The 100 Book Party, a celebration of reading. And if you want to read to me,
Forget about no.
slap the stage. I'll come sit beside you.
Are you going to have all the books there too?
We will have all the books, and they will
Display?
all be there along with the one. Yeah. Well, no, wait a minute. Wordsworth has too many books, so we won't have all the books, but we'll have the list. We're going to talk about it and some of the lessons learned. And yes, there are lists.